Bonjour. Bonjour. French, English, Spanish?
As you wish.
Maybe
not Spanish.
Ok, parfait. Parfait, aucun problème. Merci beaucoup.
Si vous êtes déjà commencé, il faut qu'on enlève.
Ok, parfait.
C'est bon.
C'était pas dans cette salle-là qu'on avait installé à ce moment.
Est-ce que ce soit le bon?
Ouais.
Ah, c'est ça, ok. J'ai 20 ans, mais vous écrivez dans les affaires.
Je la connais. Juste le temps d'envoyer notre présentation. On s'est installé dans la mauvaise salle ce matin, il y avait des petits problèmes de salle.
Est-ce que vous pouvez faire un Skype?
Ouais.
Une fois que je veux savoir le
Comment je déconnecte, j'ai jamais
je sais pas, là, mais ce que je veux, c'est voir la chance de voir.
Bon, ben, on passe à la troisième équipe. Est-ce que vous préférez que je les présente en français, en anglais? Quand je juge, en français ou en anglais?
On va le faire en anglais pour que tout le monde comprenne.
Ok.
Donc,
Bon, ben, the third team is the insect as sustainable food, and they come from HEC Montréal, here. They speak both French and English. They will present enabling people to consume insects can contribute to solving climate change problems. They have 15 minutes to do their presentation and then 10 minutes Q&A. Go.
hello everybody, my name is Bashir. This is Maxandre. We are insect as sustainable food source, as this beautiful lady just said right now. So just before to start our presentation, does someone know who's that guy? Do you? No? Maxandre, do you know who's that guy?
No clue.
No. This is Otto Frederick. Mr. Frederick created the sliced bread. At his time, he was not able to market it. You know why? Because nobody was thinking that it could be possible that they could have a bread that is sliced on their table to eat. But right now, does anyone here can't live without his sliced bread? No. Can you live without sliced bread, Maxandre?
I couldn't even imagine not having some.
So we start thinking, what could be the sliced bread of tomorrow? The thing that people don't have in mind, but could be good for them and be something that are in their life. So we start thinking, what could be the sliced bread of tomorrow? And excuse me. So we started from asking ourselves, what is the biggest issues in our society? What are the biggest problems on our planet? So we start to think, and after a big brainstorm, we
Yeah.
had
So thank you, Rishi. So in our project, we have considered first, in order to introduce the project, we have thought about the environmental issue. Right now on Earth, we are producing enormous amount of greenhouse effect because of human activities, and one of the principal reasons of that is the livestock industry. It is right in front of the manufacturing industry and the transport industry. So why is that? Why is the livestock industry so damageable for the environment? The reason is quite simple. First, it produces a lot of CH4, N2O, and CO2. That is distributed among deforestation, a high superficie of territory use, a big amount of manure that is distributed to the territory, and it consumes a lot of place. So, in order to address the situation, we also have figured out that we have also another problem. The other major problem that we have with the livestock industry is that it consumes a lot of water. Just if you see at your right, to your left, sorry, at your left, you can see that to produce a cow, it takes 4,618 for 1 pound of cow. It takes 4,618 gallons, and it goes down for the pork and the chicken. It takes a lot of water. But what else could be the solution for that?
So we start to think, what could be the solution for that? So we have those problems, those issue problems, but we also have some health problems in our society. So we said, how can we feed people and solve those problems at the same time? Excuse me. So this is our solution. You're probably thinking, what is this? This is cricket flour. I see a little laugh right here. This is cricket flour. This, by a certain process that we'll explain you later on, we are able to transform insects by breeding them and transform them into this flour that's pretty nutritive and pretty interesting. That have a lot of argument why it's very interesting to use that we're going to explain you also later on. But with this, we want to create some products that are day-to-day products. We don't want to go like we see in the market right now. There is a lot of protein bars done by some insect flour or some protein shakes that are done like that. We want to go in more day-to-day products like pastas, bread, burger patties, something that you're going to have on your table every day. But, oh, sorry, I thought it worked. So, but why and how this is going to change our problems?
So in order to address it, we're going to use insect not only because it will be good in the taste, but it's extremely an eco diet. Okay, it's extremely good for the environment and it's extremely good for the health of consumer. Just to give you a quick example, concrete one. 1 kilo of beef requires 8 kilo of food, while it's only 2 for insect. The production for insect can goes up to less than 100 times of greenhouse gas compared to pork industry. And also insect can be fed with organic food. So a lot of supermarket right now just throw the fruit, vegetable into the garbage, and they are still good, but not in the eyes of the consumer. So it will be an extremely good way to feed them. And also one thing that is quite interesting is that it represents an extremely low risk in terms of disease propagation because it's extremely far from the food chain. And also a good thing is that from the insect we have 80% that is comestible, while from a beef we have only 40%. And this kilogram that you will use from the insect is much more nutritive than the one of the beef. So the people we want to tackle is first the athlete. Why? Because this represents an extremely good element to use into the product. It's low in fat. Why? Because insects are a cold blood animal, which means that they don't need fat to keep them keep themselves warm. So as well, it's a high source of vitamin, minerals, and omega-3. The protein that we have into the insect is much more complex than any other animal. So on the other way, we think that we can also tackle eco-responsible people because it's gluten-free, it's no nuts, allergen-free, extremely low amount of calorie. We have flour, insect flour that we have right now is for 50 calories. Only 50 calories, you have 8 grams of protein inside the product. So extremely low in calories, and also there's no lactose into it. So we think those people will be extremely interested because in terms of environment issue, this is a product that addresses extremely well the situation.
So now that we explained you how amazing is our project, we want to give you more concrete stuff. We want to give you more concrete stuff. For those who don't understand what is written right now, it's pretty, that's why people are laughing. So, but we're gonna talk about the money right now, okay? This is Vivre Bibit is our project, is our farm project actually. So what we want to do that will also differentiate us compared to the people that are already on the market is that we want to start our process from A to Z. We want to, with this farm that will be it's actually the farm created by Miss Sonia Plante, a specialist in that, and she has been doing this for almost a year and a half. She's gonna be our partner, and what we want to do is to get the insects, breed them, transform them into flour, and from the flour do products. We're gonna be the only company that will be doing that. It's gonna take us a lot of resource, but the hardest challenge that we have to face is the fact that there is not a lot of people that are able to breed well the insects. So that's why we put in partnership with Miss Sonia Plante, which is a specialist, and she has been doing that for a long time. But it takes approximately 6 months to have a functional farm. So here until January, we're gonna be using Untitled Farm as a supplier. Untitled Farm is the biggest farm in Canada and North America also, and it's the one that have the best prices for the flowers. So we're gonna be using them for a while. We were supposed to have a product of them right now, but we lost it on the way. So, but not bad. So just real quick, the cost structure for the farming cost. We're talking about we want to do handmade core plus bins, because the core plus bins are pretty expensive. Untitled Farm sell them at $650, but we are able to do them by a by a plan that we had with the help of a farm, one of the biggest farm in the U.S., Ohio plants, that we are able to create our own bins. We're able to create our own bins, which means that we're able to reduce the cost of approximately $600, which is pretty significant. Also, what is pretty expensive is the feeding of insects. For one kilogram of insect, we're going to need 1 to 2 kilograms of food. But as Maxon just said, we are able to use agricultural and forestry waste to feed them, which is way more cost efficient. And just to go pretty quickly with the process, we first need to freeze the insects when they're ready. So we need a freezer, and then we need to boil them. So we're gonna need an oven and kitchen tools, and after that we need to dehydrate them. So we're gonna do our own handmade dehydrator by help of some engineer friends and some electricians. So it's gonna be way more cost efficient, and of course we're gonna need a flour mill, which everything in general gonna cost approximately $23,000, which is pretty decent for what we want to do. So the production cost, we don't have any product on the market right now. So we went with our closest concurrent and a good friend of mine, a company named Tarzan. He said to develop the recipe, to do the recipe and do the packaging, it's approximately $1, which is pretty decent if you do it. If they're handmade, this is the cost. He said you can go with a more economy of scale companies that do the packaging and all this stuff for you, and it could cost approximately 60 cents the bar, which is pretty interesting, because the normal price that we see them right now on the market is something like $2.99. And we also have our plant, we also have to take in consideration the food regulations. This is pretty important. We can't use any like, for start, we can use our own kitchen at home, but after, when we want to put our products in the some local markets, we're gonna need to have its own kitchen. For the revenue, it's the same thing. We went with the help of Tarzan. Internet sales, it's approximately 50% of what he do, and we went a little bit lower than he sells, because he have been on the market for about a year. But he said that without effort, he was able to sell approximately 1,000 bars per internet, which is pretty significant, because with a little bit of effort, we can do way more. And we want to also target the sports team. As Maxence said, athletes are pretty important for us, so we want to target them, and we already start speaking with the Carabins, and we have some great contacts in the Impact of Montreal. By us.
By us. The vision me and Bashir we believe in is that through the product we would like to responsibilize people to the consumption, the impact it has on the environment, and also I think we're gonna implement it going through a lifestyle. So it's not only a product, it's a product that will sell a value for respect of the environment, and also a value of putting the human being in the middle, in the center, by selling them a healthy diet, a healthy product that will be good for their body.
And we have this vision, and with the fact that we are ready to start the process from A and finish it all, we are able to put our vision straight in our product and sell, as he said, the lifestyle to our clients. So we can control everything on that, and it's more the fact that not monetary speaking, we are able to create something great by lowering the cost, by doing whatever we have to do to put the cost that we want to put. And one of our biggest value is equality. So we don't want to put the product very expensive or whatever. So we just want to make sure that we can sell it approximately to everybody in the society. So thank you for listening to us, and have a great day.
Thank you. 10 minutes for questions.
Yep, go ahead.
Je suis un peu confuse.
En français?
Ben, je peux répondre en français.
Oui, allez-y, on va répondre en
Donc,
français.
quand ça a commencé, je trouvais ça intéressant, parce que vous avez commencé à dire on n'est pas comme les autres compagnies qui travaillent avec les insectes, on va faire des pâtes, on va faire des papiers, on va faire du pain. Puis après ça, vous avez juste parlé des barres protéinées que vous allez vendre, vous avez juste parlé des équipes de sport. Donc moi, au début de la première moitié, j'avais compris qu'on allait être en public. Puis là, dans la deuxième moitié, on est rendu juste avec les athlètes. Donc vous n'avez pas besoin de leur vendre un healthy lifestyle, c'est déjà des athlètes, donc ils sont super obsédés par tout ce qu'ils vendent de toute façon. C'est où? Est-ce que c'est la première partie qui est la bonne ou c'est la deuxième?
Je pense que c'est plus dû au fait que, premièrement, les bars, c'était parce que pour le financial report, c'était plus facile pour nous parce que c'était une information accessible pour nous.
C'est pas ça que vous vendez au début dans votre value proposition, vous vendez ça.
C'est ça, mais le truc, c'est qu'on essaie de trouver, par rapport à financial, l'évaluation la plus comparable, exactement. Puis sur le marché, ça n'existe pas encore. Il y a des gens qui en parlent, il y a des gens, ça n'existe pas vraiment comme des produits jour le jour. Puis par exemple, c'est sûr que les athlètes, ils ont déjà leur façon de faire et tout, mais c'est ça, nous, notre but vraiment au début, c'est parce qu'on va être obligé de target vraiment deux groupes qu'on vous a montré.
Okay.
Puis par la suite, nous vraiment, notre but, c'est toute la société, là. C'est tout le monde, puis c'est une question d'égalité, puis c'est une question de... c'est une vision qu'on a.
Donc, dans une première étape, c'est les barres protéinées pour les athlètes.
Ben, ça peut être des pâtes, les athlètes peuvent manger les pâtes aussi, ils peuvent manger le pain, ça reste très nutritif pour eux aussi, là.
Ça dépend aussi de ce qu'on définit par athlète. Ça peut être aussi
Ben, les gens qui font
madame,
déjà
monsieur,
du
madame,
sport.
tout le monde qui font du sport puis qui tiennent à cœur leur
Mais les
santé.
pâtes, puis tous les autres produits qui vous différencient ne viennent pas tout de suite.
Non, non, mais les athlètes peuvent aussi consommer ces produits-là. Je veux dire, le fait que c'est pas seulement des barres protéinées, mais un athlète a aussi besoin de manger des. Par exemple, on est d'accord que les pâtes avant une compétition, beaucoup d'athlètes mangent ça. Ben, ça serait comme ce produit-là pourrait être aussi utilisé.
Mais
pour
vous allez le développer au début aussi.
Oui.
C'est un modèle d'affaires hyper risqué, ce que vous faites.
Ouais.
C'est dans le sens où être un champion dans chacun des secteurs, si vous décidez de, par exemple, faire des pâtes, mais il n'y a pas de barrière à l'entrée réellement. Si je suis catholique et je considère que maintenant il y a un momentum, je vais acheter de la farine, je vais l'incorporer dans mes pâtes. Puis parce que je suis un champion dans les pâtes, ben mes pâtes vont toujours être, en termes de prix coûtant, plus économiques que le vôtre. Par la suite, si vous décidez de faire des bars, ben, s'il y a des spécialistes en bas, si vous allez toujours subir cette contrainte-là d'être un champion dans un secteur, ce qui va être énormément difficile. Puis en même temps, vous décidez de faire de l'intégration verticale, on fait la production d'insectes, puis on fait la farine, puis on fait la transformation dans les produits. Je pense qu'il y a un pivot à réfléchir de votre côté où vous voulez vous positionner à long terme, parce que ça va être extrêmement cash sensitive. Parce que si on veut rentrer dans les pâtes, puis un expert dans les pâtes, bien écoutez, chez GA, il faut prendre le bout de tablette, puis il faut payer sa tablette, puis c'est comme extrêmement dispendieux. Donc, je pense que vous avez à réfléchir davantage sur votre modèle. Je pense que vous cernez bien à qui vous voulez vous adresser, qui seraient les premiers early adapters. Ça, c'est très bien fait. Le storytelling, il est intéressant. Il y a plein d'éléments. On voit qu'il y a de la réflexion, de la profondeur. Mais lorsqu'on regarde l'ensemble des éléments que vous voulez réussir dans votre modèle d'affaires, combien d'argent vous cherchez?
Combien d'argent on cherche?
Oui, actuellement.
Ben, nous, en réalité, on a besoin, pour que notre ferme soit concrètement fonctionnelle, ça prend environ 23 000 $.
Pour commercialiser un produit, là, puis qu'il y ait sa place, là, en bas de 500 000, là, on a de la misère. Fait que si on fait des pâtes à 500 000, si on fait des gâteaux à 500 000, c'est comme ça en fait plusieurs. C'est un milieu extrêmement compétitif, le milieu de la consommation. Je comprends qu'il y a des boutiques spécialisées, des Rachel Berry de ce monde. Puis, je vous mets en garde. C'est un commentaire, question. Là. Vous savez ce que vous voulez.
Ben, c'est ça, c'est qu'on a aussi entré en contact avec un gars qui s'appelle, je me rappelle plus de son prénom, c'est Rush. Lui, il fait les bars, sa compagnie, c'est Tarzan. Puis la façon qu'il a de vendre ça, c'est plus d'aller dans du C2B. C'est-à-dire qu'il va voir directement. Il va voir directement les places potentielles où il y aurait peut-être des clients qui seraient intéressés par le produit.
Mais tu vois, ce qu'il fait bien, Tarzan, c'est qu'il a défini sa niche. Ma niche, elle est là. J'ai défini mon persona, c'est qui mon client type, c'est lui que j'alimente tout le temps. Puis je l'alimente avec un produit, puis je vais être un expert dans les bars, puis je vais m'assurer qu'il va être le moins cher possible, puis en termes de nutriments les plus efficaces. Puis il n'y a personne qui va venir me rentrer dans mon marché, jusqu'au jour où je vais vendre mon marché des bars à quelqu'un de plus compétitif. Parce que si vous voulez être champion dans tout, vous ne serez pas champion dans tout, vous allez difficilement pénétrer dans chacun, ce qui fait en sorte que vous ne serez jamais une cible pour Catherine, jamais une cible pour les autres. Fait qu'en termes de création de valeur dans l'entreprise, il y en a plus.
Est-ce que vous avez des compétences en cuisine, en pâtisserie, ou est-ce que vous êtes associé avec ce genre de personnes?
Ben, en ce moment, notre contact très proche, c'est la personne de Tarzan. Puis cette personne-là nous a référé plusieurs chefs cuisiniers, puis aussi des maîtres chocolatiers, parce que il nous faut pour par exemple des produits. Là. Puis donc on est encore dans le process pour les rencontrer, puis faire des prototypes, puis faire des produits. Mais c'est exactement ça. Puis je pense que le fait qu'on n'ait pas encore de produits vraiment sur la table, c'est le genre de truc, par exemple dans les financials, ça nous a reculé un petit peu. Puis dans ce genre de réponse-là, un peu plus difficile. Mais on a une structure, il faut juste mettre du concret.
Okay. Sous-estimez pas ça parce que la pâtisserie, c'est de la chimie. Donc la farine de blé versus la farine d'insecte ne va pas réagir pareil. Ça goûte pas pareil non plus. Donc prenez ça en compte. Pour avoir goûté des muffins aux insectes, je peux vous dire qu'il y a un petit arrière-goût qui fait que ça goûte pas pareil.
Ouais, c'est beaucoup de plaisir à venir.
I guess I have a general question because I'm not understanding the business as far as you're saying it's going to cost you $26,000 or $23,000 to be like up and running, but up and running also means that you need to bring in revenues to pay this $26,000 or the employees that are going to be associated to making this farm or whatever. So one of the things that you mentioned was this internet sales that potentially you'll have up to 50% with almost doing nothing. So you have to understand that you need a web platform. And a web platform is probably about $50,000 just the web platform. So I think it's important to really educate yourselves to understand where you're going with your budgets. So I love the idea. My issue is that you are going to have a lot of you're gonna have to have a lot of people who are gonna want to eat crickets. So you have to make it sexy, it has to taste great, it has to be marketed properly. So I wanna understand this $23,000, like how did you think that you would sustain that?
This is $23,000 was just for to put the firm functional, from the bins to the starting insects, to the hydrator, to the freezer, to after we went and see how much cost every of those things. So this is only for the function of the farm. So after that we're gonna have a lot of, like Mr. just said here, we're gonna have to put a lot of money to put products on the market. It's pretty expensive to put products on the market to be better than our concurrents.
So you've looked at that, you've thought of that?
What do you mean by that?
So you're going to have a farm up and running, now you have product.
Okay.
Okay, I'm assuming besides that it's good that it's frozen, so you have a little bit of time, but at the same time, then what? Like it's good to create your crickets, but...
Yeah. And then change them into like our product. But then, I think your question is more like, where are we going to sell them first? Is that your question? Just to have revenue?
You have a farm.
Okay.
Now what?
Now what?
Yeah.
So now what we're gonna, as the lady just said there, we have a structure for the maître chocolatier or some people that are specialized in that, and we know that
you're partnering with them, you're asking them for help.
Asking them for help. It's a lot of them are ready to help for free. Okay. So we find some people that are. I come from a little city named Sherbrooke. And we are able to.
It's not that small.
Not that
It's not that bad. But compared to Montreal, it is. So there are some people there that are ready to help us without putting any money. So this is more for the recipe and all stuff. But after that, we're gonna have to do them. At the first, we thought by doing them by handmade products. Would help, of course, people, because we won't be able to do it first by ourselves. But then after that, we're gonna have to.
Time's up.
Time's up. I'm sorry.
Je peux vous donner un conseil, il faudrait changer le nom de votre entreprise, c'est pas marketing.
Ah non, c'est pas non.
Parce que ça, dans un article, ça marche pas.
Ouais, non, non, ben on avait pensé à plusieurs.
T'aimes pas ça, Diane?
Parce que les gens vont dire, c'est quoi le nom d'entreprise? Yeah, they're doing insect and sustainable food, but what's the name of the company?
Ouais,
c'est original.
Ouais.
Ça prend un autre nom.
Non, c'est vrai, non, le nom, mais tant qu'on n'a pas vraiment mis ça, on n'a pas encore pensé, mais on pensait à quelques noms, là.
Mais je vais juste vous dire ça.
Merci
prend
beaucoup.
un nom,
Merci. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Bonne journée.